We are live here in Quincy, Massachusetts. For Performer.com, you are watching Night Moves. I'm your host, Joshua Paul, and we're very lucky to have back, I call it Miss America, Taylor. Welcome back, Taylor.
How are you, Joshua?
I'm good. It's, we always try to, rotate our female hosts because we try to, expand our horizons, but
you just can't get enough of me, can you?
Well, I think there's a particular type of chemistry here. And I think...
I think so, too. You dress up real nice, Joshua. You look very dapper tonight.
Well, I felt I needed to kind of step up my game from the T-shirt and sweater that I normally wear.
I think so, too. It looks nice.
Well, thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's, I have a habit of just sort of just like showing up and just like, hey, I'm just sitting here. We're just going to talk about people, and they're not looking at me. They're listening to the guests.
Oh.
Or they're looking at you. So they're not, So
they're certainly not looking at me. So.
Oh, Michael.
I never get any love. That's okay, though. No,
Michael.
Joshua, you look good. I like that. The black and white works for you.
That.
Especially with your facial hair and your do.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a look. That's a look. He almost looks like what's the one with the mask there?
The one with the mask. Everybody in 2021, Michael.
Yeah. Well, no, you don't. No, not that mask. I'm talking about who's that? What's it again? I can't even remember because I had the.
Are you talking about like V for Vendetta?
Yes, Vendetta.
Yeah?
That's what I was thinking about. Yes.
Oh, I love that
Doesn't he look like him?
Well,
so dangerous.
Yes.
Well, I was at a restaurant actually on my birthday last Saturday.
Oh God, dude!
Yeah,
it was your birthday.
right.
Yes, I won't tell you my age. I'm not at your level, Mike, but I'm not far behind.
Yes, I know.
I'm not far behind.
We're not. Yeah, secret.
But this lady, comes up to me, the waitress, and she says, "There's a woman over there that thinks you're really cute." I'm like, "Okay, you're really egging for a tip here, right?" And she's like, "She thinks you look like Tony Stark." And I was like, I mean, I've heard that before, but yeah.
I've heard it before.
Yeah, minus the cocaine addiction.
There you go. That's good for you. I love that.
Yeah, she got it. Yeah, he definitely is a cool character.
Yeah.
I like superhero movies, and they did a great job in the Avengers movies. And Tony Stark does play.
I bet you look great in spandex.
Just letting it all hang out. Yeah, just letting it all hang out. Yeah. Yeah. Well, just so you know, I was not wearing a cup.
No?
No, that was all me. That was all me.
There you go. Just lay it on the table there.
Sometimes you gotta just lay the pipe, So, Taylor,
Joshua, when did you get into plumbing?
Since it was leaking. So tell me, Taylor. So what have you been up to these days besides, combing your hair? Because it's a lot of hair you got.
There's a lot here.
There's a lot going on.
Really not much.
Nothing?
Not much. No. Just working an awful lot.
Today she did part of a Wicked Bites episode.
I did. I was the
pretty girl in the background.
Girl taking herself out to dinner, like I always do. Except this time it was, for a purpose.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
she looked good too.
It's cute. Oh,
okay.
Thank
you weren't like eating in the background, like catch you,
No, we're not allowed to eat on camera. That's not.
I think that's.
I don't think anybody wants to.
I think that's always kind of fun to see like these attractive girls, and you see them, and they're like, and then you see them, they're like, French fries in their face, kind of hanging out, ketchup, kind of like dripping down.
Love that.
Like a great bloopers.
Listen, I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty.
Well, who's the plumber now? Yeah. So, anyways, the weather is getting warmer out.
Is it? Yeah.
It is. Yes. I didn't really have to.
Based on my attire today.
Yeah. I mean, geez. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you wearing anything at all currently? The color just blends right in with the tan.
I am here on Night Moves, nude today.
Well, hopefully that will send ratings skyrocketing. People will be calling in.
Well, we could change it to nude moves.
We could change it to nude moves.
That's good.
That would be really great,
That
Michael.
would be good for the ratings.
That was a good one. But
okay, yeah. Well, they won't see. They won't be seeing any of me on that show, but that's fine. We're good. We're good.
Good
I'll be
moves.
Keeping my clothes on too.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Really?
So, well,
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Can I persuade you in any way?
No, you're so kind. You're so funny. You're comedic. You not only have a lot of hair like Cousin It, but you're
how
you know,
sweet and
you're,
flattering for
you're very comedic. You are. You're a funny gal.
Yeah.
You know you are. You
Thanks.
should do stand-up comedy.
You know, I actually did. I went to a stand-up show recently. I actually talked to Michael about that, and it was one of our guests. It was one of the nights I actually couldn't be here. I was supposed to be interviewing him, and
Not the guy, not the tea guy. Did we? Oh no,
Dave
we
Russo.
no,
Dave
no,
Russo.
no, we have not
Dave
seen
Russo.
Mr. T-Man.
Yeah.
Dave Russo.
Dave
Oh, yeah.
Russo.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Imagine that.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
I'm sitting in the front row, and he doesn't even realize that, like, he
Sure.
claimed he dated me, and I'm
Sure.
sitting right there. He didn't even recognize me. I was like, wow, okay. So we had that bad of a relationship, huh?
That's
Just pretend like
comedic,
you don't know me.
actually.
Yeah.
That's comedic.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
funny. It was good.
Well, you know, I'm
Yeah.
sure Dave. He's about the height of about your chest level, so he
Right, I'm sure that would have been a great picture.
he was, you know, whiplash.
I actually told her, get
Yeah.
a picture with Dave,
Right?
too.
I would have
said,
looked like his mom.
Please go get a
know,
picture with Dave, but
you
she had
know,
already left,
you know,
unfortunately.
he just
Yeah.
rest
That would have
his
been a
head,
good picture.
You know. Just,
Right?
you know, rest his
Definitely.
head, you
Right.
know.
You know, they always say find something to look up to, you know?
Well, my dear,
That's me. I'm sorry.
Oh, we have fun over here, don't we?
Yeah.
I'm really turning red, but you can't tell because it's redder behind me, but I'm telling you.
He's getting bashful.
Look at you. He's almost matching the wall.
Anyways.
Who do we got coming up tonight, Joshua? Do you know?
We're our guests, Joshua.
Well, we have our first guest is Andrae. He's an interesting cat. He started out like most designers when the pandemic had hit and was making face masks. And, you know, like a smart guy, he, you know, had to reinvent himself when Walmart and company got involved in mass producing. So he started making baby onesies.
Oh.
And bibs, which is very clever, actually.
I love that,
actually. In a niche market. So, I don't know, Taylor, what would a bib look like on you?
A bib, it
like-
probably would come down to about here.
Yeah.
I don't think it would really cover much. It would not be
Okay.
much use.
Okay. What about like an adult bib?
An adult bib, I'm really not sure. Typically, my girls catch everything for me, so I don't tend to need
The
a
twins
bib.
are in action. It's like an Avengers movie.
You're right, yeah.
like
Yeah,
an
we
Avengers
just
movie.
bring the twins along everywhere. You know, I've always said they're like children. You can't put them down, and they're really heavy.
That's bizarre. Like
it?
I don't know what it'd be like to
Imagine if you could like unscrew
I-
your boobs and like put them on the shelf while you showered.
I recently listened to a song by Madonna called like "Being a Girl," and she was just talking about being a girl.
Did you
but-
just scream the whole time?
Well, the thing of it was is that she talked about in the song that a girl can be a boy, but it's not appropriate for a boy to be a girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so then, you know, with everything in today's
not that
day
I
and
have any
age.
interest, but transgender bathrooms, yes. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, to be a girl, it's got to be tough.
I would
mean,
imagine that song would just sound like a bunch of mood swings, because that's how I feel currently.
Well. Anyways, everybody, stay tuned for these local messages, and we shall be right back.
They made this blackberry taste exactly like blackberry hint water.
They made this watermelon taste like hint water too.
How'd you farmer wizards make all this fruit taste just like hint water?
Well, we triple irrigate our fruit with hint water in the world's largest biosphere, which modifies the DNA to taste exactly like hint water.
Really?
No.
What a sarcastic farmer.
Hint, water with a touch of true fruit flavor.
What to expect when you're expecting
Like here.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to team-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Hi. Can I get the now bar, please?
No problem. $1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hi, can I get a now bar, please?
$1.
Thanks.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey, let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
You got it.
How's it going? Can I get a now bar?
Hey, stop right there! Get down on the ground! Out of your car, right? Keep down! Come on, over your head! Now!
Show some respect. Show you give a damn. Show the world how it's done. Show them that when your community needed you the most, you showed up. Mask up, America.
And we are live back to Night Moves.
Yeah.
Yes, Taylor. So,
Yes, we're back.
How's your JOB doing?
Well, it's working a lot.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's keeping you busy.
Yeah, it's been good.
Good.
It's been all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad to hear
Really
that.
any complaints? Other than the uniform, somebody's got to talk to corporate about the uniform, man.
Yeah.
It needs to be a better material.
Okay.
You know? And they need to have latex-free tights,
Interesting. What would that do?
which they don't. Well, I have a latex allergy. So, like, the tights, if you have to, like, the tight combination has latex in it.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Do you like break out into hives or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no shit. Wow.
It's like a dermatitis,
Oh,
it's like a skin thing.
That's
It's
not very
not
sexy.
fun. Yeah, no, nobody likes that.
I see like some sort of like cream on there or something. But anyways,
Yeah, sure.
let's go to our first guest, Andrae the Mask Man. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I think it's very fascinating that you moved from making masks like every handy, talented designer did to making baby bibs and, you know, onesies.
I had to. I wanted to diversify, and my market's very, very, very niche. It's for people that are obsessed with pop culture and Real Housewives. So making baby onesies was kind of a gamble. I didn't know if that was going to take off. Didn't really know if it was going to be appropriate. But what I found is a lot of parents love inappropriate things for their children to wear.
Oh, like?
Yeah. In
like-
today's day and age, absolutely.
You know,
Like,
I was smoking when he came through, or I was drunk or something.
well, so this is when I'm masked. So this is a big inconvenience for me. This is a really popular onesie right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, like, you know, mom's kind of speaking out.
Mom's speaking
Fed
out,
up.
you know, maybe dad wants to wear it. It's an inconvenience for him to take the baby out on a Saturday to go run errands.
Right.
Another popular one has been unintelligible slurring. Because, let's admit it, babies slur. You don't know what they're saying.
Right.
The oohing, the eyeing, it's unintelligible. So that's been a popular mask and onesie set for moms and babies to wear. The pictures that they send me are so funny, you know, rolling their eyes with the baby in hand, and it's just been great.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
such a cool way to like incorporate, especially when you like are matching, like, you know, mother, daughter, niece, and like auntie. Like you
Yeah.
can do it anywhere, you know,
Yeah.
which is great. That's really great. And especially bringing like a modern twist to it with some sort of comedy is awesome too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Making light of a situation that really hasn't been too great for all of us. So thank you for that. That's really cool.
You're welcome.
What, like the baby throwing up all over you? Is that, you know, burping and blah?
Well,
No.
it's a big inconvenience.
It is.
You know, I've always
so.
thought that projecting vomit was always comical.
Did you?
You know,
You
in
don't
the
have
movies.
kids.
So
I
no.
don't.
I was going to say the same thing.
No, it definitely has.
You know, I would think that's I mean, not for the parent, but for somebody, you know, or the peeing. You know, I've heard stories of boys just like, you know.
I can't
yeah.
imagine that you've ever been on the other side of that spectrum, because you probably wouldn't be enjoying it too much if you had
No.
been thrown up on.
I mean, yeah, probably not. But you see these things.
I mean, or peed on, but maybe you're into that. I don't know. So anyway, back to the onesies.
The show just gets rawer and rawer each time.
Every time. I told you, we have to start doing these shows earlier because the darker it gets, the less of a filter I have.
That makes for good radio and television,
she's
definitely.
like Elvira.
Elvira. Yeah.
That's a compliment.
That was actually one of my shoots recently. It
Yeah.
was like the lace and black, and somebody was like, Elvira. And I was like, I'll take it.
I can see it.
But yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very
She's
cryptic.
she's the new
Maybe like the
version.
Grim Reaper. I don't know.
She's the new version, like Jeepers Creepers.
The new version. Well, that's delightful. So tell me more about your masks and like your company and like how you really got it started.
So I got it started because when I was looking for masks before I had to go back to work, I was looking for masks that were comfortable, that wouldn't cause breakouts, and I bought maybe 150 masks prior to going back to work in May, and they were all
unintelligible. What does
That's
that say?
awesome.
unintelligible slurring.
That's funny.
That's one of my biggest sellers.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so cute. It's so cute. Like I just can't.
But, like,
And like baby clothes are like just adorable. In
baby clothes are adorable. Parents love it. It's been
the Kim K meltdowns.
It's their last season. I had to.
Classic.
I had to.
I love it.
Can you get away with that?
I can.
Wow.
Because in the back of it, I have a quote. So there's like this. There's a copyright law that I can work around.
Really?
Yeah.
That's clever.
Bethany Frankel's actually worn one of my masks of her actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the business started because, I was looking for masks to go back to work in, and I couldn't find anything. And I needed a certain fabric because I worked as a hairdresser. So I needed a certain fabric that would allow me to not sweat, allow me not to break out. So I found that neoprene was great, but I wanted masks that were kind of, bold, sarcastic, representative of my personality.
Absolutely.
Couldn't find it at all. So I decided, I'm going to go online and find out how to make masks. And I came up with the Housewives. I love the Housewives. I'm like, that'll be perfect. That'll represent me. And it took off. Everybody was like, I want one. And I'm like, what? This is a joke. This is me making fun of myself. And
that's so cute.
They're like, no, I want a mask. So I came up with a bunch of Housewives masks to start off with, and it took off. I sold probably 550 masks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
A huge deal, because I was like, this is a joke. This is me making fun of myself.
Right. Imagine something that like just started off as something so innocent of like, I'm going to play along, see what I can do just to make myself comfortable and happy, and having somebody else and 550 people support you behind that is amazing.
It was great. So yes, it just took off from there, and then I registered as a business, became incorporated, and now I'm just kind of playing my field, seeing what else I can come up with.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good for you. That's
Thank
phenomenal.
you.
And it takes a lot to start a business. I don't think a lot of people realize like how much that really does take to, time, effort, and
a lot of time, a lot of effort, and you have to just listen to yourself. You can't listen to anybody else's opinion because you will kick yourself in the butt.
Right. Right. I think that's one of the biggest problems in today's world anyway. You know what I mean? Everyone is so concerned with everyone else's opinion that they forget at the end of the day who's, the person they really have to spend the rest of their lives with, themselves. So it's very, very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that need their butts.
He likes that too. I don't.
I'm learning a lot about him.
Right? We're getting into a lot of Joshua's kinks tonight.
So as the masks are sort of winding down, now you're sort of turning up the baby
onesies.
The baby booming.
Yeah, the baby, because that happened a lot in Corona. So
everybody had their quarantine and chill time, didn't they?
Seriously. So I'm actually trying to come up with a baby tote bag too, just because I feel like that's going to be my next market, and that'll be a long-lasting market because everyone's having babies all the time. They want cute onesies.
Well, there's probably a lot of baby making going on during Corona.
Oh, there was a ton of it.
Well, yeah.
Everybody all cooped up.
A lot of
divorces too, but
Well, you have to have both sides of the spectrum, right?
Let's look at the positive here.
Right, right. We're gonna look at the positive. We have really, really cute onesies
Baby
and masks
tote
that have come out of this. So
Baby tote bags.
pay attention,
Baby
Joshua.
tote bags. Are these like over the shoulder tote bags with?
Well, no, that's the mask.
Okay.
Your mask
Right,
on,
which you-
Tiffany. Oh, you're gonna love a good Tyra. Oh my God. I swear you can use like any of her facial expressions for anything.
Well, I'll admit, I was a little nervous using my company's called Shady Smize, so I was a little nervous using Smize.
Smize, right? Because that is her thing.
But she didn't register that as her word.
Oh, really?
So she only has it as eye cream. So I was able to use Shady Smize and incorporate it into my business because it's a retail for clothing.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And does she know
Very
this?
interesting.
I've tagged her a bunch.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Tyra,
If you're
check
listening,
your
thank you for the
DMs
word
and-
Smize.
we love a good smize.
And so I assume everything's all done online. Is everything sold online?
Things are sold online. I have sold things in person, but I prefer to do it online.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Definitely
There
a
you go.
safe
Etsy.
way to like follow all the
Etsy.
protocols and
There
everything
you go.
too. So
And so you're making these out of your home. You got a special place.
Out of manufacturer.
Oh, wow.
that's
Yeah.
big. Yeah.
Wow.
I started doing it myself, but then the demand became so big that it made sense to have someone manufacture to keep up with the demand.
Absolutely.
That's impressive.
Very.
As Corona winds down, if it winds down, hopefully, what's your business model to go beyond that? Where just the onesies, or do you have anything else besides the bags? I think you mentioned or something.
Bags. I'm working on a line of original kind of shady quotes for coffee mugs. It'll be kind of like my shady inspirational quotes. The typical t-shirt and hoodie merchandise, but I'm looking to do more original quoted things,
Absolutely.
which will make my market a little bit more niche, but I think there's a market for it.
I mean, honestly, there can be a market for anything at this point. You know what I mean? Like, people have kind of evolved so much into what they're into, and especially now with our generation, the generations below us. I mean, obviously, the sarcasm has just grown.
Yeah.
So finding something that you can wear that you relate to, whether it's a mask or it's a bib on your kid or a tote bag, that's awesome. That's so great.
It's like saying there's a lot of smart asses out there.
Yeah. I mean, I did see there was like again here with referring to memes. There was a meme that I had seen, and it was like talking about how when we grew up with like Sesame Street and a lot of those other things, like the characters were so sarcastic.
Oh, yeah.
And now we realize like, oh my God, we have such an attitude because of how these cartoons like talk to each other,
Yeah.
And you would never think about it, but
No,
it
it's
is.
educational. It seemed like okay at the time. and
Right.
now
And
it's
you
like-
look back at it now and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened to Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
They got in trouble because people caught on was like, wait a minute, like SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah. SpongeBob was originally an
See you
adult
next
TV
Tuesday.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then when you're a kid, you're like, oh, then
Yeah,
an adult,
but
you're like,
everything.
wait, you're like, oh.
Yeah, no, everything.
What are they
Disney movies,
smoking?
all of it. All of it. It's so crazy, like how
they call
such
those
an
Easter
innocent
eggs.
mind, like terms. Yeah.
They call them
Yeah.
Easter eggs in the Disney movies for
Mhm.
adults only, so the adults can have a little fun too with it.
They also put Easter eggs in the movies for like other movies, whether it's
Right.
present
Yeah,
or
you're
something
right.
they're gonna create, which is really interesting.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
they do.
very interesting concept.
But a lot of that sarcasm to me as a child was lost because I was a kid watching South Park or The Simpsons.
Right.
So like,
okay.
to me that was normal.
Right, absolutely. No, and that's so great because I mean, again, you have another perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not typical
Yeah.
for a kid to grow up watching South Park.
South Park.
So, do you think that kind of like inspired you to start the business the way that you did with like the shady quotes and the
'cause,
different like the sarcasm?
I think so because a lot of my friends growing up, like maybe more towards my teens, like we would just talk to each other in like these shady kind of quotes, and it seemed natural, and it wasn't like nobody was offended.
Right.
So like when the housewives came about, like I knew how to talk in shade or those references prior, so it just was natural and it flows naturally. And
yeah,
if you can't talk to me in the shade, I don't think we can be friends.
Exactly. Oh my God. It's like that's perfect. I love that. That's great.
You said you were a hairdresser. Now, how has that been working with your Is that your full-time job still, or is it now it's a part-time? What's taking preponderance in your life?
So it's a part-time thing that I do right now on the weekends. I still have a full-time job during the week, and then I do the mask and the Shady Smiles business pretty much 24/7 because I can do it from my phone, I can do it from my laptop.
Well, yeah, because you have a manufacturer. You just send in the order and boom.
Yeah.
Wow. It must make your life a lot easier.
So much easier.
Right.
Do you want to plug your hair salon, or go ahead?
So I work for Zena Rose. It's in Beacon Hill at 49 River Street.
Ritzy.
Very ritzy. But we have a really laid back attitude. We're a luxury salon without the bougie attitude. Like you walk in and it feels like you're with your best friends. Like everybody talks to everybody. It's a great place to work.
It's like Cheers.
That's
It
great.
is. It's like Cheers.
No, that's great. I think too, because a lot of the time when you go into a new atmosphere, the first thing you're concerned about is like, am I going to fit in? Am I going to feel comfortable here? And that's really awesome that's the approach that you take.
Yeah.
Have you talked to your salon about bringing the masks in to have ordered there?
They want to. Like they've have some of my masks there now. But I want to make salon appropriate mask.
Right.
Versus because not everybody is going to understand the shade.
Of course.
So I'm working on kind of like a hair salon appropriate mask approach.
Right. Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Well, you could make something funny that's hair salon related or something.
Like if you can blow out, you're too close.
Right.
There you go. Exactly. Or there was one that my friend who is a cosmetologist, she says, I'm a beautician, not a magician.
Well, that's cute.
So it's work with what you got here, right?
Exactly.
So, and that gives you a little bit of that attitude, but not
in an appropriate manner.
Exactly. Right.
Cutting hair is tough.
Yeah. Oh God, I know.
Cutting hair is tough. I've got my license for 20 years.
Oh, really?
I'm licensed in 2 states, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cut dog's hair, so not exactly the same, but in a way.
There's lots of dogs.
They don't really talk back, but
the owners do.
Yes.
The owners.
The owners do, and yeah, for sure. I mean, they've been pretty great though, but yeah, it's something. I actually was looking into getting into the barber school stuff like that.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Well, Massachusetts is only 1,000 hours for cosmetology. New Hampshire's where I'm licensed is 1,550. But I haven't done it in 20 years.
Yeah.
So, but you never know. I mean, you got to continue to renew the license.
He hasn't done it to anyone else in 20 years.
That's true. I mean, I cut my own hair, but
Yeah,
yeah.
you can see.
There you go.
Looks really good.
Yeah, it does look good.
That's
Good.
because
I was going to
it's
say
fake. No.
Okay, so if you were
Too bad.
if you were presented with the opportunity to do full time Shady Smiles, would you quit your job? Aha. Food for thought.
Ooh, that's a rough one.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
food for thought.
Yeah, definitely food for thought.
Because it could get there someday,
It absolutely could.
It could. I don't think I would. I don't think I'd quit my job because I love working with people, meeting new people all the time. And there's just this intimate bond you develop with your clients that you're not going to develop with, your business contacts.
Right, something
or
over the
looking at a
internet.
computer
It's very
screen.
different.
Or
all
looking
day
at a
long,
computer
yeah.
screen. So I would still need to work behind the chair as a stylist to fill that void.
So basically, you're a people person.
I'm a people person.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
meeting people. Yeah.
Well,
some people are withdrawn. Some people are. Let's get out there.
Well, you
so you
say-
must have been really suffering about a year ago, huh?
Actually, it was the best time of my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you like the
Well,
downtime?
yeah, you were.
It was a nice pause and reset and just kind of focus back on the things that make me happy as a person. And I really, was fortunate that we were closed for 10 weeks and had a chance to kind of get back to...
Is that time gave you the motivation to do this, or?
Yeah.
It did. Okay, good. So it was done for a reason, then.
Blessing in disguise, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was a really great reset though, for everybody. So burnt out to just have that time to, with
Some people went the other way,
unfortunate
though. Some people went the other way. They couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Unfortunately.
But again, you got to take it both ways,
Well, the whole world changed, right? I mean, people
Yeah.
had to be forced to go home and be stuck with their loved ones, and
Oh, it's terrible.
That sounds so painful. Stuck with their loved ones.
Imagine
That's like
being
that's like
suffered and
fire and
smothered
ice.
with love and affection.
I think of it as sitting with yourself and learning how to be with yourself.
Absolutely.
You know?
Definitely one of the biggest things I've taken.
Some people couldn't do that, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, like I said today, Michael, being at the dinner, you have to enjoy your own company. Because literally the only person you're ever going to have at the end of the day is yourself.
I just want to say I love how she calls me Michael.
Michael. I do. I love it. I won't call you Mike. I'll always call you Michael.
Please keep calling me Michael.
I love it.
I love it. So, Andrae, we have the video, not the video. We have this. That's where they can find your shop, right, on Etsy.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I love Etsy.
How long has the shop been up? Like 6, 7 months, 8 months?
Yes. July. Yeah, like 8 months almost.
Cool. And do you ship anywhere in the world?
I ship everywhere. I just shipped actually recently to Malaysia.
Okay.
I've shipped. Yeah, ship anywhere.
Oh, that's exciting.
I was going to bring it up one more time.
That was surprising.
Yeah,
Woke up
absolutely.
I had ordered to Malaysia, and I'm like, is this a joke?
Right? Imagine. Oh, that's so cool. Well, now you know someone somewhere in Malaysia is wearing one of your masks.
Yeah.
And that could very well potentially start like a forest fire of that spread that now everybody's going to want one.
You have an Instagram page too for that?
I have an Instagram page, Shady Smize on Instagram.
Okay.
There's a Facebook fan page too. On Instagram, you can actually shop the Instagram.
Perfect. Well, Shady Smize, definitely check it out.
Thank you.
They've got some cute stuff, so very excited to take a look after during the break.
Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
What's the other mask you got there in the right there, real quick? Just show it in front of the camera.
I'm not a morning person.
That's okay.
I'm not a morning person.
Okay.
Love that.
Okay. Well, for those of you home, check them out on Etsy. Support them by buying a few things. And we wish you luck in your venture.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Well, until then, we're going to go to break. We have one more guest, and we'll be right back.
Well done, my friend. I've been practicing. You know, blackberry hint water tastes more like fresh blackberries than the blackberries in my pie.
Really?
Yeah. Taste for yourself.
I believe I will.
And?
Delicious. Just blackberries, no sugary stuff. You know, my cherry hint water tastes more like cherries than the ones in my pie.
I'll be the judge of that. You're right. Cherry hint water tastes more like cherries, not like that sugary cherry stuff in your pie.
Seems impossible.
We should double check.
Hint, water with a touch of true fruit flavor.
STEM is the discipline of hard numbers, precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to get messy, or just mess it up. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to try. Dare to fail. Dare to keep daring. Dare to learn the difference between organic, sedimentary, and non-foliated metamorphic rock. Get outside. Find those rocks. Dare to be homeroom famous, a high school fable. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. And for the love of STEM, dare bigger. Dare to code, dare to invent, dare to explore, dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Don't give it time to reload it. Bump all the rules, do it your own way. Oh, in all the conversations I have with the mirror, I just wanna turn all the way up. They be like, hey, 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 what you gonna do with your life? Do with your life. Whatever I want, whatever I want, whatever I want.
All right.
Right.
Yes, we are back.
We're back.
Night Moves, live on performer.com. We've had other designers on before making masks, but never somebody who's making onesies.
Yeah, no, I think that's really
and
smart.
bibs. I think it's very clever.
Target the baby market.
I think it's very clever.
Yeah.
No, good for him. And even more clever to have somebody make it for you versus doing it yourself.
Right. Yeah, that definitely saves him a lot of trouble.
I think if he was making a couple $100,000 a year, he would not be going to his weekend job. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. If
hey.
all of a sudden,
Maybe if you keep it as like a
baby started booming, he's just like, you know what, honey, I'm not coming back. Love you. Peace out.
It's
like,
maybe he'll want to
it's like winning the
touch
lottery.
a few scalps a couple times.
It's like winning the lottery. It's like, take this job and shove it, right?
Yeah, really.
But I can't say that because I work for myself, so
Yeah,
I wouldn't know what to do. But anyways.
Well.
Yes.
Who is our next guest?
Our next guest he's a pretty talented guy. In terms of he's an attorney. He's a beer connoisseur. He travels around to different breweries to check out what they got. Reviews them, documents them, puts them up online. He's not an alcoholic. He's just somebody that likes beer, which is cool. I mean, I drink 1 Guinness a day. I have a Guinness a day. That doesn't make me an alcoholic, does it? No?
Not at all.
Okay, maybe
good,
functioning. Just kidding.
It was just recently brought to my attention that, you do have one a day, and, you might
be... it sounds like the girlfriend.
Anyways, so yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about the beer. We're here for the beer, not about your relationship. Beer.
Yes, so welcome, Mooks Williams. What's up, buddy?
Thank you for having me here, guys. Appreciate it.
So tell us about how you went from being an attorney to this, Indiana Jones of the beer market.
Well, still am an attorney. Also a former 10-year NFL player agent. So
wow.
It's draft season right now.
Wow.
And it just basically grew more from being an agent because I've been in almost every state in the country. I've been to random bars in Mississippi and Alabama and Iowa and wherever, and being a craft beer fan, I've been a craft beer fan since 1997. Just right as soon as I turned 21, went to Boston College undergrad and started getting into it. I moved from Keystone Light and Bud Light and Genesee and Black Label and Joe Bell's and all those old nasty cheap beers, and upgraded from there and just always followed it. But then once I started hitting the road all the time as a player agent, I really started to sample all the different breweries around the country. Like I had the first brewery in Mississippi, and all the craft beer caught on a lot later outside of the Northeast, and it was interesting. Started keeping track of it, and then near the end of my run as a player agent, I'm like, man, I should just do one Instagram post a day reviewing or talking about a beer every single day, and I've been doing that now for a couple of years.
That's fun.
And I wish I did it when I was on the road as an agent, because I would have had the most random spots.
Sure.
I mean, random small restaurant in Idaho, Eastern Washington, all kinds of crazy areas. But I'll review beers on ski mountains while riding a mountain bike. I even did I've done one singing. I do not have a good singing voice, but
okay.
Valentine's Day, I did the instrumental to I'll Make Love to You. I did a song that's called I'll Make Chug to You.
Awesome.
Clever.
Yeah, not a singer. If you look at that on the Mookbrews Instagram page, you'll at least get a good laugh out of it. If you want to hear some bad singing.
Well, we'll be drinking to it, so
absolutely
toasting you. What's the best and worst experiences of beers that you've just gone somewhere and you were just like, this sucks?
Well, yes, unfortunately, and I guess I could say now because the bar is closed. I normally don't like the bash bars that are still open, especially right now.
Sure,
but
of course.
The bar's long closed. Toby Keats at Patriot Place. So I live right by Patriot Place. I can walk there from my house.
Oh, wow.
And they just did not clean their draft lines there. And you could tell, if you've had enough beers, you can tell when the line is nasty. There's a couple of companies, and I'm sorry I can't remember their names, but they are hired specifically to clean draft lines and clean up bars. And once a week they'll post, and it'll be anonymous, like the nastiest thing they've found in bars, and there are so many nasty situations out there. So anyway, Patriot Place, Toby Keats, I ordered a beer that I usually like, and it tasted nasty, completely like a different beer. And I just gave it back to the waitress.
I dated a girl for a short time who worked there.
Yeah, well, hopefully she didn't drink too many of them.
She liked to drink. She was hot, but she liked to drink. Yeah.
That's usually the qualification for working there.
It is. Yes.
Beer bottles from now on, then, apparently.
Well,
wait, the qualification being hot or liking to drink a lot?
And not having a good service standard at Toby Keith's.
Oh, okay.
Either.
All right,
That'd
great.
be part of it as well.
Good to know.
And the best?
Yeah. The best, I mean, that's tough. Like, I've been blessed with having a lot of amazing beer-related experiences, even around the world. But I would say right here, I mean, right now New England is the epicenter of the craft beer world right now. I mean, we went from being the best place to consume it to barely making any quality beer to being the absolute epicenter where that we have a bunch of the world's best breweries and a whole bunch of other ones that are unheralded turning out outstanding beer. And Massachusetts is the capital of that epicenter. So
really, wow.
I would say, in my opinion, the best brewery in the world is Trillium Brewing.
And what started that? Was it Sam
Trillium.
Adams or was it something else that started it?
Sam Adams is the original one-man operation, now a multi-billion-dollar operation. You know, that's why I love craft beer. You know, it really personifies the American dream. You can be one guy, Jim Cook, one guy brewing beer in your basement, distributing it in your own van, going store to store, hand to hand, and then 35 years later, you're a billionaire. You know, it's really hard. You know, people are living in the breweries, literally. You know,
Or you can develop an app called Bumble and be a billionaire in just a couple of days.
Yeah, we learned that today, right? Imagine if only I thought, wow, I reach out to guys on a daily basis. Why don't I just make an app for it?
So,
Boom,
Sam Adams was the forefather of the microbrewing industry in Massachusetts, and
absolutely,
now it's
Harpoon.
blossomed a lot. That's great. We do have a video of him. I guess at one of your. I don't know what you would call it. Events. Yeah. So why don't we take a look at that?
Oh, great.
There we
That's
go.
great.
We're back at the Trillium field trip here with Will from Equilibrium Brewery in Middletown, New York. And he's doing the field trip right.
This is how you're supposed to do it, double-fisted. If you're not double-fisted, I'm not sure why you're coming here. Just wait. We're here, Trillium, you know. JC brings us on board with phenomenal lineup, if you guys have noticed. That lineup is insane. Like, we're pouring our first barrel-aged sour actually here today. It's Unlikely Foragers. It's barreled in Chardonnay barrels with fermented on dandelions. Some crazy stuff. Wow. Yes. Everyone knows this for the New England. But we do everything as well. We did our first Pilsner actually, which will be released hopefully in 2 weeks. So we're trying to get into everything. Like, we opened our second location now. It's going to be in Middletown, New York. It's going to be end of December, looking at maybe early January. So we're out hanging out, we're chilling like with everyone else and having a good time. That's what it's all about. It really is.
That's cool.
Imagine that.
You obviously have a very fun job.
It's not a job.
Well,
you don't make money. It's not a job.
Very fun passion. How about that?
Yeah. It's a fun pursuit. But I'll say something about that clip. So that's from a TV show that was never released. We filmed all of 2019, captured some groundbreaking content. That clip in particular is from something that was called the Trillium Field Trip, and I hope Trillium brings it back soon after the pandemic subsides. But that particular day, that was in August 2019, you had a collection of the very best craft brewers from around the world. People flew in from Europe and Africa and different parts of the United States to be at that. And I got to interview for 8 straight hours, and I must have drank a ridiculous amount of beer, and for some reason did not even get buzzed. There's something about standing up, interviewing people, constantly being engaged. But we had hundreds of hours in the can, and the producers that were working on it, just as soon as the pandemic hit, they just stopped. So I'm trying to figure out a way to resurrect that. We filmed for the entire 2019, just some groundbreaking stuff that hasn't been seen before on TV in the beer industry. So hopefully we can bring it back. It was called Enjoy Responsibly, and had a great, even if we don't bring it back, I had an awesome time making it. Had a lot of free beer, a lot of free swag, a lot of good times.
Well, I think a lot of people, when we come out of this pandemic, are going to be just letting loose, drinking. You know.
Oh, you've got a fan.
You know.
Says you need your own show.
All right. Who's that? Is that one
comments.
of my friends? Oh, yeah, that's one of my friends. See, I loaded the comments.
See, there you go.
Good for you. You came prepared.
I promoted this for you guys, you know.
Thank you. No, I just think a lot of people that when we come out of this, and excluding Florida and Texas,
they never,
Florida and Texas is already
they never went
out
in.
and about.
I think people are just gonna. It's going to be like the Roaring '20s. They're just going to become like alcoholics, and they're just going to start drinking. And
I mean, they
partying.
already are. At least in my generation.
Well, they didn't close the they didn't close the liquor stores. You could go, to the liquor store and buy, alcohol. So I mean, but this sort of stuff is found in bars and pubs, right? So once places start opening up.
Well, that's an interesting point because the industry had to transition to survive. The craft beer industry is not a high margin industry. I mean, there's a lot that goes in, and it's very competitive now. Like we're in this area, we're probably in the most competitive beer area in the world. Like there's a great brewery every 10 miles right now. So everybody's constantly trying to one up each other, either by quality or a combination of value and quality. So if you have a low margin business already and a big part of your business is based on the taproom business, and then the taproom business declines and then just stops. What are you going to do? How are you going to transition? So suddenly we had breweries putting way more beer into distribution. Like most of the best beer here, you have to go to the brewery to get prior to the pandemic.
Gotcha. Right.
Now that's changed. A lot of the laws have loosened up where they're allowing breweries to deliver directly to homes now.
I was going to say, they have like Uber for alcohol now.
Yep. The breweries now, they can skip that though. They're now allowed to
They
go
just do
to
it themselves.
directly. They're allowed to mail beer inside of Massachusetts.
Okay.
And now...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Now they're allowed to mail it to certain other states. We have these archaic set of laws in this country that really look down and bar the mailing of beer. You can mail wine, you can mail hard liquor sometimes, but beer for some reason was illegal almost everywhere. In recent years, it started to loosen up, and the pandemic has blown the doors open. Now, it's still, especially in Massachusetts, still pretty conservative. We can mail beer within the state borders, no problem, but there are rules governing what comes in and goes out.
Right.
But there's been a lot of rapid loosening of those restrictions, so that's been a positive for the beer industry. Obviously, we've had some losses. Some breweries have not made it. Some have had to downsize. A lot of people are unemployed, obviously, in the entire nightlife and spirits and alcohol industry, of course. But I think we've got some gains, and hopefully, as we get into the next Roaring '20s, where we're going to go from sad drunks to really happy drunks.
Do you expect any rollbacks once Corona kind of fades away? With those restrictions being lifted, or do you think they'll just keep going with it?
I hope not. There's always been a butting of heads, especially in Massachusetts, between the restaurant lobby and the brewery lobby. And breweries really don't have much of a lobby. They have a developing lobby, but not nearly as strong as the restaurants. So before the pandemic started, the restaurants wanted to kill or at least severely limit outdoor beer gardens that have become so popular. I don't know if anybody's been to one.
Sure.
The best one, in my opinion, is right here in Quincy, Widowmaker Beer Garden. That's outstanding. But restaurants have wanted to limit it or kill it. And I could see them maybe trying to roll those back. Hopefully they don't, because, look, it's safer to have the beer show up at your door than go out, drink it, and drive back. So hopefully these rules don't get rolled back.
I noticed you brought a cooler.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks for reminding me.
And what's show us what's in the cooler, and let's. This is fun.
All right.
I like this.
He's got the traditional red cups too.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
In case you don't want the whole beer, we have the cups.
you.
So I don't know if anybody wants a cup. I'll pass it around.
As one.
Yeah, so this is a pretty notable beer release. It came out a little over a week ago. So this is a collaboration beer called As One. It's a New England double IPA, 8.2% ABV.
Oh, baby.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
And it's
Taylor, show it to the camera.
All right,
There
here
we
we go with the Vanna White again.
perfect.
Yeah.
They need to retain you.
I didn't say show the outfit, but we're enjoying it. Thank
The
you.
outfit needs to be
Yes,
shown
the
for
outfit is
beer.
good.
It
That's
right.
complements
The outfit's
it,
good.
Michael.
Yes.
Come on.
You'll be getting messages from them tomorrow. Be like, we need you to help market our
Okay,
beer.
so it's a perfect. Put this in your
Absolutely.
commercial. Put
Right?
this in your
I'm
marketing.
gonna sit there and I'm gonna watch this playback. I'm gonna screenshot it and I'm gonna send it to this company and be like, listen, we need to talk.
Absolutely. So anyway, this is a collaboration beer. This is 4 different beers that have collaborated on this beer. So
right.
67 Degrees Brewing in Franklin, White Lion in Springfield, Arc Point in Belchertown, and then we also have Crew Brew in Raynham, and they are all predominantly minority-owned breweries.
Really?
In the whole country, less than 1% of the breweries are black-owned. So, we definitely need more diversity in the beer industry. There's no doubt about it. Anytime we get more diversity in any industry, hey, it gets better.
How did they all collaborate? I mean, how does that work with a brewery?
Well, in the last few years, we've had a movement where we've had more diversity in the Massachusetts scene. We still have a long ways to go.
I like that. That's good.
Right, excellent. I haven't even had it yet. So
it smells nice.
It's good. Yeah,
no, it does.
right when
You want
the
a
camera
cup?
came on, I'm like,
Does anybody want a cup?
No, I'm just going to drink it from the
yeah, we don't. Yeah.
It'd be nice if you shared the love onto this side of the studio.
I got many more.
Absolutely.
Come over here.
He's got
I'll
a
throw it
whole-
to you.
Sarah's going to go over there and
Yeah.
have a cup.
He's got a whole cooler. We should see. Oh, geez.
Taylor can pass
Oh, yeah,
it
he
around
brought
there.
enough. He got a 6-pack.
Okay, there you go.
You want one more?
Like a cup?
There you go.
Yeah?
There we go.
There
All
you
right.
are.
So one more important
Cheers!
one more important note about this beer. So this beer, a lot of the revenue from this beer goes to fund a scholarship at Holyoke Community College.
Oh, yes, Holyoke.
Where a program was just started there in beer, wine, and cider making, and it goes to students of color to receive a scholarship to enroll in that program.
Cool.
So without further
Very
ado,
nice.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, I know. Slacking over here.
Pouring out right here.
Right? Look at the color on
Nice,
that.
beautiful hazy color. That's the New England IPA standard. That's the hottest and most popular type of beer right now. It's called the New England IPA. Let's give it a shot here. It's got a really complex hoppy nose, a little bit earthy, a little bit floral. Let's
Yeah.
give it a taste.
And it tastes just like that too.
Yeah, as soon as you crack it open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a strong aroma.
It tastes, it's super complex. It's definitely floral, not too sweet. I don't like it when these are too sweet. Just slightly sweet and only slightly bitter. So really smooth
Right.
for 8.2. I always rate my beers on the Untapped scale. That's an app that
Right,
you can
okay.
usually check your beers in.
There you go.
Let me take one more sip, and I'm going to give you my off the cuff
Give it
rating.
the rating.
So out of 5 on the Untapped scale, I'm going to give this beer a 4.5.
Okay.
Good job, guys.
Good. Very
Good job. Hopefully you rebrew this beer and it's not just a one-shot deal. 'Cause
Yeah, no, I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's smooth.
it goes to a good cause, too.
Yeah, no,
So
absolutely.
it's Mook's approved.
Mook's approved.
Without a doubt.
There you go.
I actually like the bottling, the packaging of it.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool.
Good graphics. Different kind of graphics compared to most beer.
Sure. Let's.
Packaging can be. Yeah, it's a very good.
Isn't that cool?
Packaging can be deceiving.
I love that, like the matte black.
Yeah.
And then all the.
And if you
all
look
the
at the script behind it, if you see underneath the as one, the script is all of the companies that have come together to make this, which I think is awesome.
Cup? I'll take a. You got a.
I gave the other.
Oh, you
two
get
over
okay.
there. Maybe they're not using. There we go.
Yeah, because it'll air out more. Thank you. I've been learning more about wines and whatnot, so I've been really drinking a lot actually.
There you go.
And
you could have a wine Instagram. You could partner up.
There you go. Right.
No, and so how did you come across this?
This particular
Yeah.
brewery? Well, I 67 Degrees is not too far from where I live. It's in Franklin, maybe a 15-minute drive. So I follow their Instagram page, and I just noticed that they were promoting it. And I try to always, support diversity in one way or another in our industry, because sometimes it's embarrassingly white and male. I mean, so anytime you add more diversity, it's a good thing. So let's support these guys. Support all of them. I mean, anybody that opens up a brewery, no matter what their background, where they're coming from, when they open up from ground zero, that is an incredibly difficult task. Most of them fail, and if you succeed, you literally are living in the brewery for 2 or 3 years. like that is your life.
What's the estimate on how many microbreweries we have now in Massachusetts?
Yeah, I haven't checked into that number lately because I don't really want to look at how many went out of business.
Oh, okay,
but
yeah.
we have a lot. I mean, I think we're I think we're nearing 1,000. I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does that include like the restaurant / breweries, or is it independent?
Yeah, there's different classifications, and yeah, I may be way over with 1,000. I'll look it up on my phone later, but we have a lot. I mean, it seems like almost every other town has a brewery now. If you just walk around, even in Weymouth, Mass, had 3 breweries that were better in quality than like Houston, Texas.
Oh, wow.
or much bigger cities. It's amazing what we have here. And sometimes the smaller ones are more exciting. You got the Trilliums, you got the Tree Houses, the huge names that there's beer tourism in this state now. People travel from all around the country, sometimes even the world, to come in and get our beer. But, sometimes it's better to try out the small breweries. Like Thursday night, if I wasn't here, I would be at Shoveltown Brewery in Easton, Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah, Easton, sure.
And we have I help run this. We have a group mountain bike ride every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. leading out of the brewery, doing 11 or 12 miles, coming back in, and then we have some beers and food after. But that's just an example of a small town brewery. It's small. It's in a half of an industrial space in a side street,
right?
Which is where many of these breweries often are. They have to get
Well,
cheap
I think
real
it's
estate.
something too that you don't really find in like that big corporate. You know what I mean? Like the small, tight knit community, the really personal one-on-one experience. You know what I mean? Where you really get to witness people's passion. Kind of come out of what they're producing.
And there is passion in that. I mean, the people that make this are giving up a lot and risking a lot just to bring it to you.
Absolutely.
So you obviously experience a lot of brews. If you had to go in just for a personal night out, what's your brew of choice? What are you going to order first normally?
New England IPA is the hot style. I'm getting a little bit sick of it because everybody's making it because it sells really well. But there's not a lot of diversity within that style. And one thing I learned when I was interviewing all these brewers in 2019 is none of them drank it. So I would go in.
Really?
They all would drink Pilsners, lagers, something else. And also, look, they're in a brewery every day. Are you going to drink the most caloric type of beer every day? No. So I would like a nice sour. If I had a choice, I would like a nice sour, or I would like a non-pastry stout. Pastry stouts is another style that has really popped up in the last 5 years. Super sweet, over-the-top stouts with tons of additives, like all crazy stuff like peanut butter and marshmallow and Oreo cookies and all kinds of stuff. And they're great, but you drink too much of it, you feel like it's like diabetes in a can. It's like, no, thank you.
Yeah, that's
so
a good one.
A non-sweet but complex stout or a sour. Those would be my.
So what's the strangest brew you had? Like bizarre, really out there.
Strange. I've had one beer that had chili pepper actually floating around in the bottle, which I like spicy beer.
That could be cool.
Yeah, I love spicy beer and smoked beer. We don't have enough of each. A strange beer I had from Trillium, and actually it didn't work. It's probably my least favorite Trillium beer. It's called Fireplace Bananas. It had bananas and it was smoked and it had a bunch of other stuff in it and it just didn't work out. But that was a strange one. And I like bananas too, but it just didn't work out there.
Sometimes the experiments just don't go well.
That's true. Too many cooks in the kitchen too. That was a collaboration beer with like 8 or 9 different breweries in it, and I think 4 is the very most you should have because.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you cheers for coming on the show.
I was going to say, cheers.
This is the first time I've done a show where I actually got to drink live on the show.
If you invite me back, I'll bring more for you.
Yes, thank you. Here you are. Yeah, there you are.
Enjoying life.
Yeah. So that one on the right's my singing. That's my I'll make chug to you review.
There you go.
So
very romantic. Candles and all.
That was my Valentine's Day review from this year.
Love that.
Yeah.
And
where can we find you?
Well, Mookbrews for the beer content on Instagram, and then my regular Instagram page is Mookagram. Oh, there's my logo, Mookagram. Reach out to me. Any kind of legal needs you may have, business law, civil law, all that kind of stuff. Reach out. Let's chat.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate it. And Taylor, thank you for coming on the show and always bringing us lots of sunshine. Today you brought us alcohol, so thank you. We want to thank our producer, AC. We want to thank Michael behind the scenes of running everything. Elise, one of our producers. We want to thank our viewers at home for watching us. And don't drink and drive. And, until then, I'm your host, Joshua Paul with Night Moves on Performer.com. Thank you.